right, there's a breaking news that happened in the commercial break. So what you're looking at photographs right now of Michael Waltz. He is the president's national security advisor, except for we just got news that he is going to be leaving the administration along with his deputy, Alex Wong. Of course, if you might remember the story of Signalgate. I don't know if that's for a particular reason, but there was some consternation among some people about Mike Waltz, who you might remember was a congressman, Green Beret, a long history and career in foreign policy. And
boy, oh boy, oh boy, we got breaking news. Somebody has been fired. Somebody has been nominated. A lot is going on. But we got a huge turn of events just announced by our president. And he just said, I am pleased to announce that I will be nominating Mike Waltz to be the next United States ambassador to the United Nations. From his time in uniform on the battlefield, in Congress, and as my national security advisor, Mike Waltz has worked hard to put our nation's interests first. I know he will do the same in his new role. Bam, in his new role. And he says Secretary of State Marco Rubio will serve as national security advisor while continuing his strong leadership at the State Department. Together, we will continue to fight tirelessly to make America and the world safe again. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Bam, there it is. What a turn of events. I know it's a lot of things going on right now. Somebody's been fired. Somebody's been nominated. It's a lot going on. But bam, there it is from our president, you guys.
Want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Hey.
Why this beat so crazy?
We will make America proud again. If you try to kill our we will make America wealthy again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
Alex Wong is the Deputy National Security Advisor serving under Michael Waltz. He is also an assistant to President Donald Trump. And if you're following my reports, then you'll see that Alex Wong is one of the individuals who was in this Signal chat that Michael Waltz is now taking responsibility for setting up. But if you look at the Signal messages, it clearly says that, oh, Alex Wong is my deputy and I put him in charge with making sure that everybody gets in this chat.
Oh boy.
And the controversy is how a leftist reporter by the name of Jeffrey Goldberg, who works for a hostile anti-Trump publication known as The Atlantic, was able to get added to this top secret chat with intel officials and key administration officials. And it's now quite an embarrassment to the Trump administration. So here's the tweet I posted the other day, in case you haven't seen it. Alex Wong, he's Chinese, by the way, so I don't really know who's doing the vetting. Again, all I know is that I'm not doing the vetting, okay? All I know is that I am not responsible for the vetting of the Trump administration. Because if I was involved in vetting, things like this would not be happening, okay? So, again, I don't know why we have Chinese individuals in positions of national security in the Trump administration. Maybe that's a question for Michael Waltz. I don't know, but it's concerning. It's definitely very concerning. Alex Wong, the Chinese Deputy National Security Advisor appointed by President Trump, who is at the center of the Signalgate scandal, is married to U.S. Attorney Candace Chu Wong, a Chinese woman who is one of the key attorneys involved in prosecuting J6ers. Alex Wong was appointed by President Trump on 11/22/2024 to serve as the assistant to the president and the principal deputy national security advisor under Mike Waltz, the newly appointed U.S. National Security Advisor. I have discovered that Alex's wife, Candace Chu Wong, worked under the Obama administration and the Biden administration as an assistant United States attorney in the United States Attorney's Office, for the District of Columbia, where she led the violence reduction and trafficking offenses section for more than 2 years. So you have to ask yourself, why do we have an individual serving in the Trump administration? You know, they're trying to walk this back now and say, oh, you know, she was only involved in a couple cases. You know, she didn't really go after a lot of J6ers, but she was appointed underneath the Obama administration and the Biden administration. to work within those administrations, you obviously have to be ideologically simpatico, right? You have to have some kind of an allegiance. And so now you have all these people. You have Mike Davis, you have Senator Tom Cotton, you have individuals now running cover for Alex Wong and his wife, Candace. And the reality is the receipts don't lie. Okay? She served under the Biden administration. She served under the Obama administration. And whether she wants to, try to justify it or make excuses for why she was working with prosecutors at the Biden DOJ to go after January 6ers, right? There's always an excuse.
We begin with breaking news. Sources are confirming to Fox News that National Security Advisor Mike Waltz is...
Somebody got to be walked out. Somebody got to be walked out. Somebody got to put that big toe down. What's going on, family? I hope everybody is blessed, well, healthy, and that nothing but the best is going on in all you beautiful people's life, man. One love to the human race. Huge things are happening right now. Big updates as you can see. We're going to be the one here to break it to you. Let me know what y'all think of all this, man. They say, Rick, sir, not all that talking. Not all that talking, Rick. Let me see what's going on, Rick. Not all that talking, Rick. Sir, my blood pressure and cholesterol is already up, Rick. I don't want to hear that right now. It is going down in the Trump administration. Oh, man. Talking about Pete Hegseth was drinking on the job. What? Come on, man. They say Pete Hegseth was in there taking shots of tequila. Shout out to them Patriots and that moonshine. It's all right to have a drink every now and then, they say. You better not be telling nobody, though. I better not catch you tired of telling. Let's jump in.
Is out, as well as his deputy, Alex Wong. Additional names are likely to come, we're told, and we expect to hear from the president on this soon. I'm Harris Faulkner. You are in the Faulkner Focus. State Department spokesperson Tammy Bruce is also with me and coming up. First, though, let's get the news of what's coming together right now. Chief National Security Correspondent Jennifer Griffin is at the Pentagon. Jennifer.
Well, Harris, this is really stunning news coming out of the White House. It's been confirmed by our own Jackie Heinrich, White House correspondent, that Mike Waltz, the National Security Advisor, and his deputy, Alex Wong, have been pushed out of that position by the president. This comes just after the 100-day mark. You'll remember during the first Trump administration, of course, Mike Flynn was the shortest serving National Security Advisor. He lasted 24 days. This is obviously coming in the wake of what has become known as Signalgate, where shortly before the U.S. launched its military campaign against the Houthis in Yemen, Mike Waltz, as National Security Advisor, mistakenly added the Atlantic editor Jeffrey Goldberg to a Signal chat in which his defense secretary, as well as other national security, the head of the CIA and others, Marco Rubio, the Secretary of State, were on a very sensitive talk on this insecure platform that's not used for government conversations typically. That led to an embarrassing incident with Defense Secretary Hegseth sharing what are largely believed to be classified details of that Houthi operation about the timings of airstrikes, the timings and what kind of military platforms were going to be used. And so what we have seen, we've seen a vacuum created here surrounding Defense Secretary Hegseth. He's fired 5 close associates in the wake of that Signalgate, as well as because of leak investigations here at the Pentagon. Some of those positions remain empty. And then National Security Advisor Mike Waltz, you'll remember, Harris, Laura Loomer, who is a conservative activist, went in to see the president and had a list of people.
And that's who we just showed in the first clip of this video. That's who we just showed at the beginning of the show.
On the National Security Council that Mike Waltz then had to turn around and fire. So there has been incredible instability at the top of the national security team for the president. And Jackie Heinrich is reporting that there could be more shoes to drop. In fact, we just heard from Tim Kaine, a Democratic senator who sits on the Senate Armed Services Committee. He just spoke to Fox News. If we have that bite isolated, it'd be interesting to hear from him right now.
All right. I don't know if we have that. We want to give team a chance to check up. Maybe you can give us a primer on it. This is just breaking right now from Democrat Senator Tim Kaine. Jennifer.
What he said was that, in fact, he believes that more shoes could drop, suggesting that there are more firings to come. He quoted Senator John McCain and talked about legs falling off a centipede. I think that was the quote. But he also earlier had spoken to our producers on the Hill, and he had expressed extreme concern about a late-night tweet by Defense Secretary Hegseth in which he threatened Iran with potential military action if they don't control the Houthis. And Senator Kaine, again, a key member of the Armed Services Committee, said we don't need another war in the Middle East, something that I think many would agree, and which the president, of course, campaigned on. So there's a lot of turmoil right now. Again, a great deal of vacuum at the top of the national security advising chain as a result of the removal of Mike Waltz, who had been seen as a loyalist to President Trump for many years. These are some of his closest advisors that have been
Absolutely.
pushed out.
Jennifer, I don't mean to scoot away, but I need to. Tammy Bruce with the State Department is with us right now. Jennifer, great reporting. Thank you. Tammy Bruce, State Department spokesperson. So first of all, just kind of top line this for us. I mean, Jennifer has given us the news from the State Department perspective. Tammy.
Well, here's what I can tell you when it comes to national security for the country, the nature of the president, who's involved in making determinations about this nation's trajectory, of course, economically, when it comes to security. And what we've seen and what we know from President Trump is he's been very clear that his commitment is to diplomacy around the world. He is clearly an active and engaged president. That, I think, is an understatement. This is a man who comes from business where his vision and his understanding of what needs to occur is the guiding hand of everything that happens in this government. And of course, he is hands-on, literally, when it comes to making things happen, when it comes to the implementation of policies, et cetera, at every department, every day, whether it's the State Department or the Department of Defense, or of course, when it comes to who he chooses to advise him. So I'm not going to get ahead of what the president may or may not say later today. This is a White House framework. But what I do know is that the talent bench in this country and for this government is deep, and that, of course, this also is every day we see in this 100th day anniversary week, if you will, that the president is engaged in every aspect of the country, and the choices he makes moving forward will be, as usual, excellent and will be in the best interest of the American people.
You know, the president didn't get as much credit as he should have, Secretary. That mission was done well. It was completed well. And I think it's worth stating that through all of this, this is a leadership move now that's happening. But the actual mission that President Trump wanted worked out very well. Your last quick thought, we'll move forward.
Yeah, well, I think that's it. When we're looking at the choices that are made, when it comes to whether it's the Houthis, the nature of diplomacy with Iran, which of course always continues, bringing people to the table regarding Ukraine and Russia, the situation in Gaza, the critical minerals deal, which is actually a much broader deal with Ukraine, with money and resources that will be reinvested into Ukraine and its rebuilding after this horrible carnage that has unfolded over 3 years. So you've got major successes, economically and otherwise, as inflation goes down. It is a historic first 100 days. It has been aggressive. It's been exciting. And America is wanted change by electing President Trump. And we're seeing the benefits of his vision on every single framework. And it's been a success. It'll continue to be a success.
Secretary, let's